Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Sutton. Welcome back to my Introduction to GIS video series. In this video, we will wrap up our introduction to queries and selections with an examination of spatial queries and selections. Spatial selections are when we select features based on location rather than an attribute. The two primary methods for spatial selection are on-screen selections and selecting by location. With on-screen selections, we use the Select tool and the mouse to select features. In GIS software, we are often given multiple ways of defining how we are selecting. We can draw a rectangle, a polygon, a circle, and so on, and features are selected based on that shape. We can also add or remove features from our selection by clicking on them while pressing a key on the keyboard. For example, if we hold down the Shift key and then click on a feature with the Select tool, it will add it to the current selection. To remove a feature from the selection, hold down the Control key and click on it. If you use Control-Shift-Select, it will select only the feature that you have clicked on and will remove all other features from the selection. Selecting by location is an expression-based way of defining a selection. We do this using the location of features relative to features in another layer. There are many methods to perform spatial selections. Here is a list of all of those that are available in ArcGIS Pro. A couple things that are worth noting about this table. First of all, you most likely are going to be choosing between intersect, contains, within, or have their center in for most selections that you do. You will notice that some of the spatial relationships include geodesic in the tool name. For example, within a distance and within a distance geodesic. Within a distance geodesic means that we're integrating Earth's curvature in our calculation of distances. When you're at a very large scale, like a local area map, you don't need to measure distances based on Earth's three-dimensional geometry. A plane is fine. But when you're at a smaller scale, it is important that you measure distances while treating the Earth as a three-dimensional object. Let's go through some scenarios of using spatial selections for cities. Here we have a map that shows cities, and the state of Illinois is highlighted in green. And our scenario is that we want to select the cities that are in Illinois. In some data sets, there might be a field in the attribute table which specifies the state that the city is in, and in that case, we can just do an attribute selection. But if we don't have a field in an attribute table that defines the state that a city is in, we can use a spatial selection to select the Illinois cities. So we will use a select by location tool where we will select from cities that intersect Illinois. In a spatial selection, when we use intersect, it means that the geometry of the input features intersects the geometry of the selecting features. So all or some of the feature will cross or share the same space with the selecting features. If we run the tool, select by location where cities intersect Illinois, we get the result of only Illinois cities being selected. If we want, we can invert this selection by saying we don't want the Illinois cities, we want all the cities that are outside of Illinois. If we do this, we can use the same tool, select by location where cities intersect Illinois, but then we invert it, meaning that we are not selecting Illinois cities, but all other cities. And this map is our result. Finally, we can select cities that are within a distance of Illinois. Let's say you're doing an analysis and you need to include all the cities in Illinois, but also all the cities that are within 100 miles of Illinois. In this case, the cities layer contains our input features. The selecting feature is Illinois, but the relationship instead of intersect is going to be within a distance or within a distance geodesic. In this example, I've used within a distance geodesic, and I've specified the distance at 100 statute miles. And the result of that are all the cities of Illinois, as well as the cities surrounding Illinois that are within 100 miles. This wraps up our introduction to queries and selections. In the next set of videos, we will examine spatial analysis using vector data.